Hi guys, so today's video is going to be a healing reading from past abuse, and I figured I would do two piles in this one so we could get in them a little more in depth because I was really wanting to talk a lot more in the last one. And so I went ahead and did it in two piles so it has a little bit more collective energy in each pile, but in the long run we get to delve into a lot of the things more fully. And I also offer personal readings. You can find my Skype link in the description box below if you're interested in that as well, because then it's a little bit more personal on you and what you're going through and what you've been through instead of being a collective reading. And we have two piles here, pile 1 and 2. Take a moment to get in touch with your intuition and your higher self and pick the pile that you feel most drawn to. Remember, if you enjoy this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. And we are going to get started with pile 1. So for pile 1, we're going to get into these first. And these are the what you may have went through and the advice for it. We have chaotic lifestyle, nothing feels safe, hypervigilance, feeling like the sky is falling, waiting for the other shoe to drop. And what I love about this is I'm pretty sure there's a few people here from the last healing reading as well. And if you watched the last one and you're watching this one and got that pile, let me know in the comments below as well. I would love to hear about that. I'd love to hear about anything that you're going through, honestly. Narcissistic abuse. Ego and insecurity projected as an inflated sense of self. So there could actually be some people who have went through a very chaotic lifestyle that are projecting that out onto other people, or it could be you who went through the chaotic lifestyle, and it might have been with somebody who was very narcissistic as well. Child of an addict. Drugs and alcohol was most important. Everything else was second place. And that goes very well with the chaotic lifestyle because a lot of addicts lead very chaotic lifestyles. And there may have been a lot of things, you know, if this was a parent or something, this could have been somebody who would tell you things like it's your fault that everything is going this way, or that I have to go do this, or that I do that. Any of their emotional outbursts that they had were your fault instead of their own fault. They had a hard time taking their blame in that. When those voices in your head tell you lies, remember the truth you hold within, rewire your thoughts. And also, here's another thing about that too. Sorry, that was actually one of the advices. But here's another thing about that as well, that when you are the child of an addict, the reason it makes it such a chaotic lifestyle is because when they have money, they put it towards their addiction, whether that be gambling, whether that be drinking, whether that be hard drugs, whether that be, you know, it doesn't matter what it is. It could even be just eating. Things like that, and overeating, or, you know, anything that they use to bury their feelings, and anything that they use when they're feeling unsteady to give them a boost of small instant gratification that isn't really very lasting at all. So then they're back to looking for that feeling again. This was somebody who was very full of themselves and thought that they were better than everyone else around them. And a lot of that, what that amounts to is this person was so busy trying to put shade on someone else so that nobody was looking at them and what they were doing. That's what a lot of addicts do, is they take that and they put it on the other person. They pick at the other person and all the flaws the other person has so that nobody is looking at them and their flaws. And they aren't looking at them and their flaws, and they don't ever have to look in the mirror. And that's that kind of narcissistic energy there. So when those voices in your head tell you lies, remember the truth that you hold within and rewire your thoughts. Make sure that you are doing affirmations daily. Make sure that when you have that voice in your head telling you all these things that are not good about you and why you're to blame and why everything's your fault all the time and why you can't feel safe, or like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, or you're, you know, the sky to fall, those kind of things. Make sure that you are noticing when you're doing that and switching your mindset to, you know, changes come and go every day. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Maybe this one will be a good one, you know? And or things like that where you're switching it from the negative to the positive. Like, oh God, that was so stupid that I just did that. No. Sometimes that happens. We're all human. It's not stupid. It's just something that happened, you know, and now you know better the next time anyway because you learned from it. You are a phoenix made to rise from the ashes of the past. No matter what you endure, you will always rise up again with more strength and wisdom than before. And exactly, that's what happens when you go through those cycles and when you go through all of that stuff. You learn from it, you grow from it. And that's what I was just talking about as well, is how much you can learn and understand from going through all the different things that you have been through. Turn your wounds into wisdom. The strength lies within. Look at everything that you have been through. Take pride in your ability to survive and thrive, in your ability to turn your life around, in your ability to keep going forward, in your ability to want to change, to want to heal, even after everything you've been through, to not give in and not give up and not surrender the fight, but to keep going and keep making more in your life. And you are doing amazing. You need to celebrate your victories. You need to take a chance to look at everything you have been through and be proud of yourself. Realize we are all doing the best we can with the tools that we have, and this will help you to leave behind the pain caused and help to forgive yourself and others. Forgiveness brings peace. And here's the thing about that as well, is when it comes to this way of living, some people do not understand how to break the cycle. Some people do not have those tools. Some people do not know that they can, even because most people have been filled with this notion that they cannot do anything about it because it's a disease, or you know, things like that. Instead of this empowerment message, we're sending people a message that they cannot do anything and they are not in control of their own body, of their own actions, of their own way of handling situations. And we all have the ability to learn, grow, adapt, and to really understand why we're doing something and the triggers to it, and then be able to put an end to those things and set our boundaries where they need to be set. Because that's what a lot of these people are missing too, is healthy boundaries and a healthy being able to see themselves in a healthy light to where they can express their opinions or their desires or anything like that. They can't express any of their emotions or things like that. And wearing this mask all the time is what makes them want to cover up everything and makes them hate their life so much and so miserable in their own existence, even though they look like they're very egoic on top of the world. I'm so perfect and look at me with their pedestal. A lot of them are in very deep pain deep down as well, and a lot of them just don't know any better. They weren't raised any better. They don't understand any better. So we have you coming into a more higher understanding of your heart and of the love you hold within you, a little more of a intuitive way of going about things with your heart and with your mind, and aligning yourself to the signs and synchronicities coming in about self-love and not trying to fill that void externally, really being able to stand strong, balanced, steady and stable in your own power. You are completing this cycle in the past of not feeling worthy or feeling in lack, and you are starting to be a lot more grateful and a lot more confident and solid and stable in and of yourself, and really starting to see that you can have this new beginning where you can turn everything around and you can have this solid, stable, strength-filled foundation within yourself that you don't have to get from the outside world. There's a lot of transformations coming in for you right now, and you should be allowing these transformations to take place, allowing yourself to just go with the flow, change, adapt, allow each new situation that comes up to teach you something, to learn and grow from it, and know the angels are on your side. Listen to the signs and synchronicities that they send your way. Know that you are protected. You are very protected from the outside world around you, and you can really protect your own energy as well a lot more when you are setting healthy boundaries and allowing yourself to tell others no when you need to, when it's something that could hurt you, or when it's something that you feel hurts others, or when it's something that you feel is something that you believe deeply and you need to express yourself and you need to express your desires. You have the keys within you for this transformation, to go through all of these different stages of transformation. You have the key within you to end all the past old cycles and to have a karmic death and be able to break those cycles of the past, be able to bring a lot of abundance into your life. You have the key to this abundance, this fertility, this growth, this wisdom and knowledge, and this adaptability and flexibility that you can use to your advantage within you as well. And I think a lot of what you are doing may have to do with communicating to the world outside yourself as well. Once you get to this state of confidence to where you feel like you can face everything and express your story to the world. Loves reading, introspective, thoughtful, and knows self. And since you are this type of person, you may actually even be into writing something about it as well. The second pile more so, but you may be in this pile as well. Communicative, intellectual, book smart, tech smart. Once again, you're somebody very book smart, very tech smart. You really love reading. You really love introspecting. You're very thoughtful. You're communicative, intelligent. You're really somebody who is very effective in your communication, very effective in your writing, very effective in your impact that you leave in your communication as well. You're an extrovert, open-minded, versatile, talkative. So yeah, you're very communicative. You're somebody who really can bring transformation and end of cycles to a lot of people around you as well. Standing in your power more is going to really help you on that road and that journey. So you are healing from being, maybe you've been in this hermit energy for a very long time and you've really tucked yourself away from the world and guarded yourself up, put this kind of wall around you. This guy's kind of standoffish a bit to the world around him, but you also have just really been going through a lot of transformations lately. There's a lot of changes coming in, and I think a lot of that has to do with you getting back out there, seeing yourself for who you are, loving yourself for who you are, and showing it to the rest of the world. Yeah, a time to rest, reflect, bring your thoughts to peace in your mind, really taking time for you, taking time out to look at some of your things that keep you bound and stuck, and possibly even reflecting on this past abuse as well and how bad it was. This person may have really treated you as if you were just an option, or you may even see this person as the one, period, and you're really coming to peace at this point, and you're really being able to reconcile the past, to forgive the past, to overcome these things, and to notice and understand that we are all doing the best that we can to leave the pain behind, and you're leaving the pain behind, the pain of being just an option to somebody, or the pain of, putting someone at such a high rank in your book when they didn't put you at that same level. And you could really use some time for meditation. For inner child meditation would be a really good one as well, and the root chakra as well as the sacral chakra, so that you can stand in your power and express your passions, your desires, your wants, your needs, your desires, maybe even to explore options until you find the person that has this spark for you as well. But there's a lot of deeply rooted things, and a lot of it is probably caused from your childhood. There's a lot of probably repeated cycles. If you look back at things, there might be a lot of cycles that line up, and repeated things that you allowed to, when you're a kid, you can't really control that much because you can't control who's there taking care of you, things like that. And you can't say nothing back sometimes because you're so little. But there's a lot of times where they're just taught to be seen and not heard, or they're, just invisible. They're invisible. They try to be invisible because they don't want to be in the way or anybody's problem or anything like that. And they're just another option. They're not something that's actually the main focus for somebody. It could be that this is not only your childhood, but this is something that you have repeated throughout your relationship options as well. But you are taking the time now to delve into your emotions and to find that emotional healing, and to bring out the beauty within yourself and show it to the world, and to not accept anything less than what you deserve in a relationship. We have the dolphin, and we have the shark. So you may also be a healer as well, or an empath of some sort, somebody that really could bring a lot of healing to this world. And maybe you dealt with somebody that was just very predatory, somebody who preyed on your energy and the light and love and happiness that you had to spread around, and the peace and caring and fun loving energy you had. They just kind of possibly made it And it could be too that a lot of times you try to go with the flow so much that you don't say what you need to say in a situation, and you may allow it to build up and build up until it comes out in a very harsh manner. Remember to take time to think first and react instead, or think first and respond instead of reacting. That way you aren't, taking a bite out of somebody. But yeah, there may have just been a lot of harsh energy coming in from somebody. They may have been very nitpicky, overly critical, analytical, logical, and you were just this fun loving, beautiful, bright energy coming in, and for some people there could be an idea of a reconciliation that would not be very good for you, and for some people it could be something that you can heal yourselves, both of you separately, and come back together. It's very possible, but you might be waiting on that to happen on that side as well, and you're patient and trusting and at peace in your thoughts and forgiving and loving. But listen to your own intuition and what you got going on inside, and not the anxiety or the fear or the not feeling good enough, but the actual intuition. A healthy lust for life and playfulness is what makes us push forward to face anything. I have deceived you. Can't find the right words to speak the truth. Open up and start to shed any masks. So somebody may have deceived you as well, and they can't really find the right words to speak the truth, or maybe you have deceived someone else and you can't find the right words to speak the truth. You may want to do that now before it bubbles up. It's time to shed any masks that you have had on, and it is time to enjoy your life and just be in a playful energy. Be in the moment. Enjoy the little things. I understand play makes the time fly. A shadow crosses your path. Remember, the light always returns. So yeah, there might just be something coming into play that may trigger old wounds or old hurts, and it's time to just remember that the light will always come back, even in the darkest of times. Be hopeful and be okay with the fact that we need the dark to learn, to grow. It's part of life, needing both sides of it. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this reading, and I hope that you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. And remember to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this reading as well. I would really appreciate it, and it really does help out the channel a lot as well. All right, bye bye guys. So for pile 2, okay. For pile 2, you may be a automatic writer, is the first thing I was thinking of when both of these came out together. You may be somebody who receives a lot of signs, synchronicities, messages from the other side, somebody that really is very in contact with the spiritual realm as well. Somebody who may really enjoy kids and working with kids, may enjoy communicating with kids in some way. Somebody who may be a writer, or somebody who may just really enjoy all of life and all its perspectives, mother, maiden, crone kind of thing, where you really can have each time and a time and place for each thing, somebody very natural, very growth oriented, somebody very grounded and stable and balanced, somebody who really is very in connection with their heart, as well as their solar plexus chakra is fairly opened up as well. You are somebody very happy, positive, optimistic. 1836. I don't know why it looks like this lady is holding a butterfly net. I know that's not what it is, but you may capture transformation very well. You may be able to work your way through a transformation very well and make it look easy to the outside world. You may be somebody very protected, somebody who really defends your freedom, defends your right to liberty and justice, somebody who really supports and promotes the karmic laws as well, somebody that believes in and knows and trusts and understands that there is a balance to everything, and you free yourself from feeling any of that weight because there is that balance. This was a copy made in 2003 as well. Just remember not to allow yourself to feel like you need to copy anything from anybody else, because you are amazing and beautiful as yourself as well. United States of America. You may really like plants as well, and growing plants and nature and being in nature. So these are going to be some of the abuses you may have experienced, as well as some advice for them. Power plays overpowered by those meant to protect you. So you may have been overpowered by those meant to protect you. Could have been your parents, could have been, a husband or a wife, could have been somebody, a partner in whatever form, friends even, possibly, but I doubt it. It's maybe friends. It could be friends. In like power plays, gossip wise, or something like that. But this is more like police or a judge or child services or people at a foster home that would take advantage of their position and their authority, or parents who would take advantage of their position and their authority and would control you because of their authority and kind of made you submit to that. Physical abuse, yeah, exactly that. Made you submit to them and really dominated you and filled you with fear and shame and guilt to where you wouldn't speak up for yourself or stand up for yourself because of that, although eventually they all do end up standing up for themselves as well. But this is somebody who abused you to a very serious level. Physical abuse, power was taken with strength, feelings of weakness, and a need for control. This could have been somebody who held you down, or somebody who like put their arms around you and held on to you to where you couldn't move or get away, or somebody who beat you, somebody who laid hands on you, somebody who taught you that hitting somebody was how you get what you want, instead of teaching you that if you sit down and communicate and respect another person, then you can sit and communicate and respect each other. You don't have to go straight into the hitting and things like that. The only time I feel like it's okay to ever hit somebody is when they have hit you. And I do not hit my kids because that is not okay. I don't feel like that is okay. That is something where you're taking your power through control, intimidation, fear, and you are making them submit to you instead of being able to express themselves. And everyone should be able to express themselves. Neglect and visibility causes feelings of not belonging or unworthiness. So somebody may have severely neglected you as well. They may have stared at a TV all day long. They may have only been interested in their video games. They may have only been interested in themselves and what they had going on. If you watched pile one, definitely the case. This person really, though, made you feel very left out in the cold and like you just didn't belong. You weren't worthy of life. You weren't worthy of living or breathing or even existing. And you didn't deserve to have anyone notice you or appreciate you. And they really just put you down in your place and stripped you of all your power and control. And it could have even just been somebody who worked a lot because they had to. And a lot of their frustration and impatience may have been caused by how much stress and strain they were under. That does not excuse it in any way, but that does allow you room to be able to forgive and move forward after something like that, is realizing that we are all doing the best we can and that sometimes there are a lot of things going on behind the scenes that we don't see. Still doesn't make it okay. People were taught to do this. People were taught that violence was the way to control your household. It was the way to be strong and powerful. And no, it was the way to take advantage. It was the way to hurt. It was the way to put down. It was the way to make people submit to you. You are everything that wasn't given to you. You are love, light, wisdom. Pulling yourself out of the darkness is no easy task. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of your progress. Be proud of everything that you have made it through and how you are still standing. Oh, and I forgot there was 4 of them for the abuses in this pile as well. Your nature used against you, empath. I thought of that when this card came out. I don't know why, but I thought of that card. Your nature was used against you because you are somebody who felt very deeply, very, very deeply. And so you allowed this person to abuse you, hurt you, make you feel invisible, make you feel alone, and overpower you, whether it be in voice, in actions, in words, in appearance, no matter what it was, you allowed this person to overshadow you, or this person overshadowed you. Not that you know, somewhat, sometimes it is allowing it because we aren't standing in our own power. But your own energy was used against you, and you were made to feel horrible when they were actually the ones that were just going through things inside that they projected onto you. Let your desire, they hated themselves, and they projected that self-hatred onto you. Let your desire to heal guide you in overcoming the past. Accept what was, forgive yourself and others, knowing that this will remove the heavy burden that the shadow of blame has caused in your life. So it's time to heal. It's time to let go of the past. It's time to forgive. It's time to accept that, yes, this person hurt you. Yes, you really hate them for that. Of course, who wouldn't? But on the other side of hate is always that love. We love these people even though they did hurt us, but that also does not mean we need to continue to allow them to hurt us either. We need to walk away. We need to love ourselves enough to take care of ourselves the way that our parents did not step in for us as children, the way that our inner child may have been ignored or hurt in our childhood or throughout our life is the person that we need to step in for. We need to step in for ourselves the way that we do for other people who are hurt or in pain. And we can only do that once we are healed and not hating ourselves or the world around us. And it's just hard to do that in those moments. The sin, the crime, and the shame is no longer yours to hold. Place the blame where it belongs. Accept, let go, forgive. You did nothing wrong. You did not cause this person to behave this way. You are not responsible for the actions of others. The actions of others are their own responsibility, but that is very hard to learn because I have had to learn it myself in the past, that I am not responsible for the feelings or actions of others. They are responsible for that. We are responsible for our own feelings and actions. So allow that person to have their blame. You know what you've done in your life that does need a little bit of that yourself, because everybody has it anyway. But do not continue to blame yourself for this person's actions and behaviors, because that's not okay. I wouldn't blame a rape victim for the rapist's actions. It's the same thing. Efficient, organized, loves to plan, clean, routine-oriented. Intuitive, knowledgeable, perceptive, clairsentient, empath. Once again, unconditional love, nurturing, humble, light worker. You are this amazing, beautiful, wonderful, bright light to the universe around you. And I think this person just could not stand that because they hate themselves so damn much that they could not let you get out from underneath their control and their misery because they wanted you stuck there with them in this. You are somebody very efficient, planned, organized, clean, routine-oriented. This person may have even stripped you of even memory of being this person, but this is who you are. The Weeper. Lovers. 10 of Cups.